All right, breaking news coming in right on the top of the bulletin. India has now summoned Pakistan High Commissioner after the Islamabad High Court cancelled the detention notification of 2611 mastermind Zakir Lakhvi. What we do know right now, the latest coming in, that the Ministry of External Affairs has summoned the Pakistan High Commissioner Abdul Basit, but the MEA on the issue would be taking it up with Mr. Abdul Basit, the Pakistan High Commissioner. For more on the latest coming in on this news break, I want to immediately cut across to our deputy editor, Smita Sharma. She's on the phone line with us, talking us through this news break. Smita, what's the latest that you're picking up from the Ministry of External Affairs?
Well, I'm currently in South Block, where, of course, the ministry is housed, and it's almost been 15 minutes since the Pakistan High Commissioner Abdul Basit went in. Foreign Secretary Sujata Singh, in fact, who had summoned him. Even as I talk to you, I can see him coming out. We'll just try and get a reaction when he speaks. Perhaps place the phone. Basit Saab, could you please give us a reaction of, So on the Lakhvi issue... So, but is there any assurance from the Pakistan government that you will take up the issue?
You ask. What kind of meeting did you have? I mean, was it about Lakhvi?
So, will the government again challenge? Will the government challenge again the detention?
Thank you very much. You ask her, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So there, we tried, of course, keeping the phone to Mr. Abdul Basit, and as you could hear that he only said that you try and ask her, which is referring to, of course, Foreign Secretary Sujata Singh. No comments coming there, of course, from the Pakistan High Commissioner, who's just left South Block.
Smita, can you just take us through? We just heard that brief conversation when you tried to, stop the Pakistan High Commissioner, doorstep him and ask him that question on what action would be taken. But can you take us through on when he was summoned by the Ministry of External Affairs, what exactly was said to him? Do we have any idea what kind of language was used?
Well, that the details will be coming in, of course, in a short while from now. But remember, the External Affairs Ministry spokesperson, Syed Akbaruddin, is currently in Seoul with, of course, the Foreign Minister, Sushma Swaraj. We will have, of course, official comments also coming in. But remember, even when the Lakhvi's bail order was given by that anti-terror court, we saw strong reactions from, of course, the political spectrum in India. The Foreign Ministry, Defense Minister, Home Minister, all of them, of course, coming out with very strong reactions. So clearly, India will tell Pakistan, following those Peshawar attacks, the way Mr. Narendra Modi called up Mr. Nawaz Sharif, gave out, of course, those personal condolences, and also said that India is willing to assist Pakistan in its fight against terror. So India will be reminding them of these promises, of those resolves to fight terror, as Pakistan is trying to send out that message to the Western world. So I did try asking Abdul Basit. There will the Pakistan government there sort of challenge, of course, this order which is coming from the Islamabad High Court against the maintenance of public order under which Lakhvi had been detained. But no comments from him yet, only saying that you should ask your own foreign secretary.
Appreciate you joining us, Smita. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you. Smita Sharma, Deputy Editor, getting us the latest details emerging from the Ministry of External Affairs. We'll, of course, keep going back to her, but we're joined at this juncture by former diplomat, Mr. Rajiv Dogra. Appreciate you, sir, for joining us at this point of time. Your comments, 2611 mastermind Zakir Lakhvi, all now set to walk free out of jail after his detention notification was cancelled.
Well, I'm surprised that we should be surprised at all. In fact, anyone who had read the court order of Punjab High Court in the case of Hafiz Saeed a couple of years back would have realized that this was coming in case of Lakhvi also. What Punjab High Court had said many years back, that if we allow the detention of Hafiz Saeed under maintenance of public order, then we will be seen to be acting under pressure from a foreign government, namely India. And we have no intention of succumbing to India. So he should walk free. The same thing, without using that language, has been applied in case of Lakhvi. And we should have seen it coming, because Pakistan government was not at all serious about pursuing the 2611 case. If you see the newspapers of Pakistan, they quote the judgment of the trial court, that means the anti-terror court, which says clearly that whatever evidence or whatever arguments Pakistan government has put forward are irrelevant to this case. So obviously, it was a game plan to keep extending this, keep on giving falsehoods, keep on dancing circles around India, and at the same time, not to do anything.
What kind of meeting did you have? I mean, was it about Lakhvi?
So will the government again challenge? Will the government challenge again?
Madam, you ask her, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Dogra, if you're still with us, what we just put out there was the The Pakistan ambassador stepping out of the Ministry of External Affairs. He was summoned a short while back, and when doorstepped by reporters, stated very clearly that you ask his Indian counterpart on what were the details of this particular meeting. Once again, Mr. Dogra, taking off from what you were saying earlier, that Pakistan not quite serious about following up on its promises on curtailing terror. And it's pretty much bolstered by the fact, sir, that there was no representation by the government prosecutor in this hearing today.
Well, government prosecutor was never keen on following this case to its logical conclusion. You know, otherwise, if you see the latest Pakistan government's orders with regard to setting up anti-terror court, which are called special courts of military, it is supposed to decide a case against a terrorist within 7 days and then execute him.
Assurance from the Pakistan government that you will take up the issue, sir?
What kind of meeting did you have? I mean, was it about Lakhvi?
Sir, will the government again challenge? Will the government challenge again?
Madam, you ask her, please. Thank
Right.
you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, there you have it. Once again, the reaction of Mr. Abdul Basit, Pakistan High Commissioner, stepping out of the Ministry of External Affairs, doorstep by reporters asked on what exactly transpired in that meeting. Refused to say anything, said, please ask my counterpart there. We will get the latest details coming in. Appreciate Mr. Rajiv Dokra, former diplomat, for joining us. Thank you, sir, for giving us the latest details. Mr. Dogra clearly stating the obvious, said that the Pakistan not interested in following up its various promises on terror. All right, we'll of course keep going back to Smita Sharma as well, who's reporting right outside the Ministry of External Affairs with more details coming in on what exactly was said to Mr. Abdul Basit, the Pakistan High Commissioner, in that meeting at the Ministry of External Affairs where he was summoned. Meanwhile, the 2611 mastermind Zakir Rahman Lakhvi all set now to walk out of jail after Islamabad High Court cancelled his detention notification. Lakhvi's detention was challenged by his lawyer, who argued that the 30-day detention was illegal. After the court order, Lakhvi's bail makes him a free man and he cannot be kept in jail anymore. Let's listen in to all the reactions we've been getting in on the story. Meanwhile, legal loopholes once again helped Lakhvi wriggle out of the 2611 case, and this is not a loose charge. This is what the Islamabad Anti-Terror Court has mentioned in its written order. The court order also mentions other factors that ultimately helped Lakhvi, and these include weak evidence and irrelevant sections invoked in the FIR. Has Nawaz Sharif also forgotten his promises to root out terror? Releasing Lakhvi would be nothing short of mocking at the 2611 terror attack victims. India has raised the strongest of objections and has taken up the issue with Pakistan. Now, the Islamabad Anti-Terror Court granted bail to Lakhvi on the 18th of December. The court's order had come even as Pakistan pledged to root out terror just a day out of the bloodbath at the Peshawar Army School. Now, prosecuting authorities in Pakistan said they would appeal against the bail. However, this has not happened yet. Has Pakistan forgotten Peshawar, or is it willing to learn its lessons? Or worse still, is it about different treatment for good and bad? Taliban.
देखिए, पाकिस्तान से जो खबरें आ रही हैं कि उसको रिलीज किया जा सकता है, उसकी जमानत हो सकती है, अगर ऐसा होगा तो हम ये मानेंगे कि पाकिस्तान को इस बात की कोई परवाह नहीं है कि आतंक कितना फैलता है। वो हिंदुस्तान का मुजरिम है, ये बात पाकिस्तान अच्छी तरह जानता है। तमाम सबूत हिंदुस्तान पाकिस्तान को दे चुका है। इसके बावजूद अगर जमानत होती है और ऐसे मौके पर जबकि एक बड़ा आतंकी हमला उनके यहाँ होके चुका है, सैकड़ों बच्चे मारे गए, इसके बाद भी अगर पाकिस्तान सबक सीखने को तैयार नहीं है तो इसके नतीजे बहुत अच्छे नहीं निकलेंगे।
Well, how much proof does Pakistan actually need? Lakhvi was arrested in February 2009 after the lone surviving 2611 attacker Ajmal Amir Qassam identified him as one of the masterminds of the carnage. David Coleman Headley, convicted in the US for planning the attacks, had also identified Zakir Rahman Lakhvi as the operation mastermind for 2611, which killed 166 people.